And up. Start. We're competing with Amaranth. Oh shit. Well, we'll give people a minute to file in here for our final wild card playoff round of the day. It feels like simultaneously it feels like it hasn't taken any time at all, and then it's taken forever for me because I've been commentating quite literally every game. But we're here for one more. We have Lucky's Jaguars. We have Chase's Buffalo Bills. I'm expecting a really good one. We'll see if Dan pops in. He may not. But for now, I'm joined for the first time on Better League Network by Warren. How's it going?
Hey, what's up, man? Good. I'm excited for this game. And honestly, it's out of all the matchups, like this is the one I could tell you the least about player wise, like their play style. So it's kind of exciting to kind of see what they bring to the table.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, as far as Chase goes, they both, and I said this in the playoff predictions that I posted. They both have the tendency to be kind of erratic on offense at times in terms of sometimes they'll look god tier, sometimes they'll come out, they'll throw 3-4 picks and it'll look kind of rough. But Chase, has been probably the second most successful AFC playoff user behind Duty. I mean, Chase has made the AFC Championship 2 straight times, so even though I still think he is erratic, you can't really hate on it when it comes to the playoffs. And then Lucky, we'll see about Lucky. I don't know what type of form to expect from him, but for now, TIAA Bank Field, Jacksonville, Florida. It is the final wild card playoff round of the day. Bills v. Jaguars. Lucky, Jordan Love, Jonathan Taylor, and all of them going to take over. And Warren, what do you think Lucky's offense keys to the game are to beat this Buffalo Bills team and move on to the divisional round?
Don't mess up. And it's easier said than done. But after watching the wild card games yesterday, you could really tell like when people did things that they were uncomfortable with, they made mistakes. And just play your game, run your plays, don't try anything stupid, and like if it's not there, it's not there. Don't all of a sudden try to do too much. Let your opponent be the one to mess up.
Absolutely. First and 10 is we're going to have a quick outside run. Jonathan Taylor already gets loose. Taylor, and he does have, oh my gosh, Taylor sheds a tackle. Sheds 2 tackles. Oh my God, Taylor is fighting here. And that is already one step of the way towards Freight Train. And if Lucky does get Freight Train activated, look out. He will use it, and he will use it well. First and 10, first passing play of the day here as they open. Also goes to the dump off here. Jonathan Taylor gets tackle battle. Not a lot, as Jordan Love, does have what I like to call mini easy mode with the Slinger 1 animation, but ultimately it's not going to Jordan Love that wins Lucky this game, I don't think.
Ready.
Yeah, but it's a good, first couple of sequences. I like, he coming out in off, formations where we don't know if it's a run or a pass. And right there, that's a good look.
Yeah, a nice tight formation. Have to go to the drag route, Brandon Ayuk. And, despite the fact that at times the passing game struggles with Lucky, he does have weapons out here. Carl Gore is probably, I think, his leading receiver. Brandon Ayuk, Gallup over there, and Cole Kmet, who's a decent catching tight end. He's got the weapons. It's just a matter of really use them or not. Oh my gosh, pressure's on him. Kmet gets 3 yards here. 4th and 1. Do you use your coach's decision here and go for it?
Yes, every time. And to Dan's game yesterday, when he didn't go for it, your first drive, like, I'm in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I know there's a lot of back and forth, but for me, and you'll notice in my games, like, I don't care. I'm going to score my first drive. If not, like, whatever, you get the ball. But if you put up 0, it's just rough.
I agree with you. I was surprised that Dan didn't go for it there on his own 4th and 1 on that initial drive. Even though he was on his second third, I just thought it made sense. We have a blitz here and a quick dump off. Jonathan Taylor with only 1 man to beat. He will not beat him, but there you go. I mean, took an instant check down, took an instant flats, and another good game there from Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, and
that was not a coach's decision, but I do appreciate the analysis of last night.
You're right, that's not a coach's decision. On the inside the 40 is Jonathan Taylor gets stood up for the first time. 2 for 24. Second and 13, but Dan, I don't know how much of this drive you've seen, but Lucky's looking good here.
Yeah, I've seen the whole thing. Sorry, I was a little sidetracked with some tornado trial grinding. You know. But no, it should be a good game. I'm excited.
to X. Ooh, got bumped a little bit. Borderline pass interference, but they're not going to call that in this game.
Yeah, that play right there, you alluded to yesterday. You got to click on and make that play yourself. You can undercut that, very easily. So if you're going to try to possession catch, it's just that's a tough one. It's it's probably not going to get there.
Now, 3rd and 13. I'm a little surprised we're not seeing him pop an inside zone against this look, but we'll see what he does here. He will drop back. 3-man rush, barely intercepted, and that's the first true dangerous read. Doesn't get killed for it, though. We're going to see the field goal unit come out.
Yeah, a little surprising, throwing right to the DB's face like that. Very fortunate it was only a SWAT animation.
Yeah, and Warden and I talked a little bit about our game preview. Obviously, a little tough to give it after after the first drive of the game. But Dan, what's your general expectation of this game?
Well, when you're seeing a lucky game, you're guaranteed probably 2 to 3 turnovers a game. I don't think Lucky's ever going to play a perfect game offensively. He's just got to, force turnovers himself, manage the game well after that. It'll be a little sloppy, sure, but I think he can still get the job done.
Absolutely. Handoff here, and I don't know who these Bills players are. Kindle there, excuse me. And Kindle, a relatively fast, I believe that's an AI running back, right, Dan?
Yeah, Alonzo Kindle.
Yeah. Relatively fast. Won't necessarily be the guy that wins this game for the Bills, but he's a weapon too, so you gotta watch out for him in the passing game as well. Handoff here, stretch play. And 2 straight times this Jaguars D-line has come screaming at Kindles. We've an early 3rd long.
Yeah, it does look like Lucky's winning the shed battle right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's always a key thing to look at in the beginning of the game.
And that's especially important against Chase. He likes those kind of long developing routes, those long developing shot plays. If his rush can get home, yeah, Josh Allen may be in for a world of hurt here. So we've got another 3-man rush. Throws it right up the middle. And similar question, do you use your coach's decision? Which this time is a coach's decision. He will. And I'm calling timeout here if I'm lucky. I don't like this defensive front. This comes out in dollar sugar here. So it will not be a handoff here. Instead, he will drop back. I don't see anyone open as Josh Allen's going to throw it up. And gets it, and number 13 will take
it. Wow, that's putting your balls on the table, I guess, on a 4th and 2 at your own half of the field. Your coach's decision, it's so important. And I guess when you have easy mode, you have that confidence to drive the ball downfield.
Handoff, Josh Allen gets loose, and Warren and I were just talking, Dan, about those QB fumbles off of read options. Damon Chambers knew that all too well last night.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, man. That's all.
2nd and 1, he will drop back quick. I don't know any of these receivers are, I'll be honest with you, but Warren, just like we saw with Lucky, a pretty good, pretty stable opening drive from Chase, and he's knocking on the doorstep.
Yeah, and what I've kind of noticed is I think everyone plays a little tight at first. They're, just quick drags, quick snap. You see a lot of quick seam throws that honestly aren't there, but, they're going to open it up at some point. And once that happens, it's going to, who's going to make the play.
Yeah, especially Chase. I expect to open this offense up at some point. And yeah, Hootie, it's not, God, as we've been touching on Bills, but it's not picking up my my regular mic here. It's just it wasn't registering it for some reason. So I'm having to go with the PC mic, which at times might be bad. But not to belabor the point there, a great opening drive out of Buffalo. So we've been 7-3 ball game, and that's classic Chase right there.
And he didn't even show too much. And that's, you want to score and not really give your opponent much to work with. Like, the next drive, there's no keys or reads. He really needs to, you don't know what he's going to do. So that's like the best case scenario for the Bills to come out and put together a very simple drive, not doing anything too fancy, and getting 7.
Definitely not. You use this coach's decision, like we said, but beyond that, just a very, very solid drive. Relatively conservative in the passing game, other than that one shot play on 4th down. We are going to have play action here as he has oh my goodness, lead him to the right. That's a catch instead. Almost trying to lead him upfield, and for the 2nd time, could have been a pick.
That
Yeah, I
right there,
haven't noticed it.
it's open. It was open. It's just that everyone is rushing their throws. The playoffs, the biggest thing I'm seeing is rushing throws when you just give it a second. It's there.
Quick jump out there, drop the Taylor tries to get the man falls forward. And Jordan Love already 8 pass attempts. We've only seen Jonathan Taylor get the ball to Renegade, I think twice. Don't love that, just from a basic strategy standpoint.
Ready, set.
And 2 rushes, 8 passes on the day here. But I'm sure you we have an RPO as he's wide open. Gallup gets room. Tries to cut a field and third down first for Lucky.
Yeah, great read by Lucky. Jonathan Taylor, obviously, such a huge threat. You got to stack the box against him, and of course, the RPO is going to pop wide open when you do that.
No one is open, and Jordan Love's going to take off and maybe dump it off to RB. He will have RB, and he's able to get 5 yards off the busted one. Seven to 3 here. Looks like 7 for a good game. Yeah, I don't know what to say, Justin. It is what it is at this point. 1st and 10. And again, we're setting up for another RPO look. He will go to the RPO this time. It is well covered by those Buffalo DBs. Get a great chance of going Johnson with the tackle.
Yeah. Connor, it might have something to do with the broadcast itself, because I can hear you loud and clear on Discord. So, I don't know what the factor is there.
Let me turn the game audio down. I don't know if that'll help at all. Hopefully it helps a little bit, but good start here for Lucky. Again, like I was saying, is he ends up going to be a nice read there. That's probably Lucky's best throw today in terms of timing and decisiveness.
Oh, yeah, good read. Be able to fit that in there. Good timing, as you said. Yeah, it looks like he's gaining some more confidence in the passing game. It's exactly what you need right now.
Handoff, and Taylor has room. Jonathan Taylor takes it up the middle, falls forward, gain of 6, 3 for 31, and he does already have that 1 10-yard rush getting a little closer to Freight Train, but it seems like, I mean, do you notice Lucky stack, or excuse me, do you notice Chase stacking the box at all, or like, why do you think Lucky's going so pass heavy early here? Not to say
Yeah, I'm not sure,
but I'm just curious.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think Lucky's just trying to mix it up, really. He wants to have a balanced game. You can't be a one-trick pony in the playoffs. I think he understands that.
Sure can't. 3rd and 2, 6 minutes remaining. Now Chase is stacking the box beyond belief. That's a dangerous read. And that will be intercepted off the tip by number 11. He will smartly stay in the end zone. And it's the second time we've seen him take one of those, quick seam shots, quick vertical shots. First one should have been a pick. That one is a pick. And now Chase takes over.
Yeah, I think Lucky's been watching too much Alex Gossett throwing the ball at DK Metcalf in the end zone like that eyeball. But Carl Gore, I don't know how tall he is. Maybe he's not a big boy enough to grab that in there.
And y'all were saying, I mean, usually Lucky's good for 2-3 picks a game in these big situations. There's number 1, and he's generally playing pretty well on offense. But yeah, that was a tough decision. And now Josh Allen and company take over, trips to the left. He's going to make a series of adjustments. We have really barely seen this offense here. And now Hannibal gets depleted.
Yeah, big 3rd down here. Chase already used his coach's decision, so you got to get these 7 yards, or else Lucky's going to get the ball back. So you got to put together a good play here.
And we really haven't seen any of these playoff teams get the running game going. It seems like everyone's playing really stout run defense, whether that's just the game or whether that's commitment to stopping the run, but no one's really getting it going.
Really does seem that way, right? As we have a corner round and interception by the user. Play action here. I thought he would have had A open instead in case quick dump off to Komet. Jordan Love, 10 for 14, 88, 1 pick. It's a fine passing day so far, I would say, out of Lucky, other than Oh no, that was Hunter Henry. Excuse me. The
Yeah.
second tight end on this team.
Yeah, definitely a touchdown to A if he sits on it, but can't complain with 6 yards.
Sure can. He had the outside leverage, but again, can't complain with the 6-yard run. And Jacksonville, once again, knocking on the doorstep. It's Lucky clarifying at the chat card. Boy, 6'3", 230. An absolute hoss of a wide receiver, so maybe you want to see him come out with that, but I'm not sure he had it regardless here. Counter to the left, a preferred play call. Again, 6 for 45. Despite the fact that Buffalo's stacking the box, he's having a decent amount of success running the ball here.
Yeah, someone call that the Washington brother special.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, we have, again, another handoff here. Good blocking, and Jonathan Taylor has room. Gets the but we're not going to see Jonathan Taylor. That's just something he does.
Yeah, JT's now cooking. Nice to see Lucky get the running game going. Yeah, Chase is got to continue stacking the box, I guess, because if you get Taylor going, does he have free train?
Yes, he does.
Because if he gets that, it's going to be a tough one for Chase on defense.
Against real toxic as we have a wide open hole. Touchdown, Jaguars.
He kept Jonathan Taylor in
option
when he was fatigued. I'm surprised he didn't. I thought that's if you're talking fumbles, that's the time. He was like full yellow, but still didn't matter.
And I'll be honest, I don't even know who the backup running back is in this team. It's going to be Jonathan Taylor, first, second, and third down. I promise you that. Regardless of fatigue, as we'll have Robert Woods taken out, and Robert Woods has the stuff. And the special teams hits here for the Bills. Only 31 can track him down, and he does prevent the touchdown. But a huge momentum changer here on the special teams.
Some people in this Discord gotta look away.
First and 10, 2:32 remaining. That's why you squib kick it, ladies and gentlemen. Is we will have a stretch here. Once again, Kindle with not a lot. Good cut upfield, cut stick. Greatest back.
Hey, after that game, it's been no mercy. So if my opponent's not talking shit to me in my DMs after the game, I didn't do a good enough job. I think Alex actually called me a clown after our last matchup. So I'm looking forward, if we meet again.
That could be an electric NFC Championship games. Josh Allen does not have a lot of room as he will watch out. Those gang tackles, I don't know. Josh Allen's a big boy, but you gotta watch the ball security there. We approach 2-minute warning here. I mean, it's been a fun competitive game here. Both users have made one, I would say, pretty bad read that ended up in a pick. But other than that, we're looking at two, pretty good offenses here. Two guys that generally it seems like they know what they want to do, and it will be format. Oh my goodness! God, pretty tough to only come away with 3 after that return pretty much got you in the red zone to begin with. That's a good defensive stop out of Jacksonville.
Yeah, and I guess it kind of looks like, you say this about every game, but who's going to be the one to make the biggest mistake, right? That's what we're talking here. So, that kick return goes for 7, it's a different game. That pick, the guy doesn't fall down, it's a different game. So these little things, and it's going to come down to something, hopefully in control. It's not like something the game does, but where the user kind of dictates, someone making a good play instead of the game just having a random fumble or something weird.
Yeah. Butterfly effect in these games, all these little moments add up as we're going to have a power O when Jonathan Taylor bounces off his own O-lineman, takes it for a gain of 3, and still all 3 timeouts. I mean, the goal at the very least here is to get the field goal range. We'll see how aggressive Jacksonville gets in terms of the downfield passing game. But I expect Lucky to get, relatively aggressive here. We'll see what happens as we have, I was going to say another handoff this time. Ooh, Jonathan Taylor breaks 1 tackle. Not going to break 3 more, though. 3rd and 5.
And Chase calling a timeout, so putting a lot of pressure on Lucky here on this 3rd down.
And I love this play call. This is one that I call once or twice a game. You get Jonathan Taylor going with the middle. He has Taylor wide open. Hits Jonathan Taylor, that is a walk-in touchdown.
Yeah, you called it right away. That was some Romo Stradamus out of you, Connor. Yeah, that streak route, that stock streak route out of that play is very powerful. Can break a lot of zones, and Lucky saw that right away. Easy touchdown.
Yeah, man. There's two plays I'm aware of. There's a smash scheme where it's like a little bit of like a mini wheel route out of the halfback that turns into a vert, and then they're at a hitch corner. This is just a straight up seam shot, and if you do get cover 2 or cover 4, and then if the user's not ready for it, that read right there is usually wide open, and that's what we saw right there. Easy pitch and catch for Jacksonville and a touchdown, and now Buffalo gonna have to respond here. Minute 13 remaining as Lucky dives. But again, I mean, Lucky's winning the battle of the trenches so far, 100% in terms of the O-line and D-line.
Yeah, 100% agree.
2nd and 11 here, play action, 4-man rushes. We have good coverage, but may have a step there on the left-hand side. Does have that step. Pitching catch, touchdown, Bills.
Yeah, that is exactly what to look out for with Chase in that single back tight formation. He has that little what do you call that? That fade, that deep fade on the left-hand side. He will hit. Yeah,
almost blocked.
Little interesting animation. Yeah, almost blocked. But he will hit that that fade route, the little fade streak combo. Very good against a lot of zone coverage. So that's what he's looking for. He's always looking for a bomb. You got to watch out for that.
And Warren, you just got bombs deep, 17-17, 40 seconds left, 3 timeouts. The downfield passing game, has generally been working to Lucky's credit. How aggressive are you getting here if you're Lucky?
You're in the playoffs. You got to win. You need points.
Big mood, love that. And Tahuti saying, does no one watch tape on Chase? Seriously, 1 quarter or 1 out of 4 things he does. These are facts.
Tahuti's such a coach.
I mean, that is basically Chase's whole MO in his better league career. He always has 1 or 2 things he's always looking for, and he's always waiting to pounce on that. And in this Madden, it's definitely that fade route on the left-hand side, and sometimes it's a post or something. But he's always kind of sitting and waiting for the right coverage to run that bomb.
And that is what you don't want, intercepted by number 6, and this will be not a pick 6, excuse me. But I think he expected to have that dig coming open, just was never there, and now Buffalo takes over.
Yeah,
we've seen a lot of that. A lot of man coverage covering those, the intermediate routes, over the playoff games. And it's not just a blind read. You have to see the leverage. It's really important. It's something that people aren't doing. They're expecting guys to be open, but, just a good defensive call.
Especially there where he had all...
Warren.
Yeah. Oh! All right. Especially there
going back to that, I just want to say this. There's really no need to be throwing the ball like that 20 seconds to go on your own half of the field. Just sit on the ball, wait till half. I don't even know who gets the ball back, but
Buffalo does.
You can't be turning the ball over there.
Or throw it down the field. You can't. Not a 10-yard gain after an inside zone doesn't make sense. Just throw it deep, and if it's picked, no problem.
Yeah, for sure.
Hand off, and once again, those big block shots get done. Big boy Allen there able to get the block shed, and interesting time. I mean, I guess we're gonna see one more shot at the end zone here for Buffalo. So if you're Jacksonville, no reason to come out in anything. I'd come out in quarters, damn near. Just get all the DBs out there. Make sure you're guarding the end zone at all levels, and just pray that you can get a stop here heading into halftime. Or holding the 3, I guess I should say. As he gets trapped on the B line. He will loft it up. Wow. Oh, I guess he threw it away.
Oh my goodness. That was a throwaway, I think. That was he did, yeah.
He was trying the 2-man rush glitch that Dan did last night. It didn't work.
Lucky the Munchies. I'll have to ask him about that after the game. But We have a fun one here. Buffalo 20, Jacksonville 17. Buffalo about to get the ball back. And Warren, I have to ask, we've seen what, in my opinion, has been a generally pretty solid, offensive game out of Lucky. He's thrown 2 horrific picks. Like, what adjustments are you making here if you're Lucky to try to take this game?
Honestly, you just have to, I don't know, play better. There's really no, this game again can break open at any point. Limit your mistakes, but at the same time, you don't want to do too little and not win. If you're in it, you gotta put your balls on the table, but at the same time, you gotta be smart about it.
100%. Allen saying good game so far. Most definitely is. We'll have another good game. Allen v. Alex in the divisional round. I think everyone's excited for that. And so off-brand out of me. I haven't even shouted out who's in the chat yet, as we have a quick outside handoff here. First time Kindle gets loose, and Kindle gets the 3rd level. Now we have a tackle battle. Here at 22, by far, Kindle's best friend today. But we have Tahuti, Allen, Boz, Justin, Lucky listening, and of course Warren and Dan checking out the chat as well. Thank you all so much for your viewership. And Better League Network is all the way back, boys. That's one thing we've seen from these playoffs, is that we're all the way back here in terms of viewership, in terms of commentary. It's absolutely fantastic. And Kindle that time gets stood up by 2 Jaguars.
Connor, I don't know in the history of our network that we've ever done all 13 playoff games, but that is possible this season. So, if we push forward and make sure everything's calm, that would be pretty electric.
As once again, the gap is shot, and he gets absolutely rocked. And I'm screaming for a fumble there if I'm lucky. After the tackle battle break and then the immediate hit stick. If that's me, I'm going, what the fuck? But regardless, 3rd and 10, and what a nice stop for Lucky this would be after a pretty rough end of the first half here. He will drop back. 4-man rush does not get home, and now he will have deep shot. Josh Allen with a succulent dot there. That's just a beautiful throw.
That's just the power of Pass Lead Elite, man. Just able to throw those succulent dots right over the coverage. No worry about the defender reacting to it. Easy throw.
And I'm just about done watching Lucky call cover 4 quarters here as Kindle will saunter his way in. First time all game we have a multi-possession lead, and now Jacksonville with a he must execute on this next drive here. Cannot come away with 0 points, or else we may be on our way to a blowout.
Yeah, that was pretty poor user. If there's one thing we've seen in the playoffs, it's been everyone cuts everything back, right? Stretch cut back, end around cut back, and you got to, that free safety is not going to get to the outside on the right side of the formation there. So there's no point to overrun that, but everyone cuts back everything. So just, you got to be patient, as a user at that situation.
Yeah, I got to be patient 100%. I think Allen, in his last game against Cam, he was the king of cutbacks, man. It seemed like every outside run, he was just immediately taking that inside lane. Had a lot of success with that. It was very impressive. But, we've seen a lot of guys do that, like you said. 1st and 10, handoff here. Jonathan Taylor tries to juke and man gets stood up by 3 more. 12 for 72. Again, the rushing game's generally been there. I'll be curious to see, now that he's kind of been punched in the mouth a little bit down multiple possessions, I'll be curious to see whether Lucky gets impatient at all on offense. I don't think he will. He's still got plenty of time. Over a quarter and a half left, but see what he does here. He will drop back. Has X open, goes to X. A good, quick pitch and catch there. Jacksonville continuing to drive here, and again, a lot of these tight play actions. This is a big part of Lucky's offense, is he will take a risky read, and honestly, good job to stop and prevent the DB from getting the animation there, because that could have been a pick.
Yeah, real risky. I don't know if Chase swatted that ball. Very smart to swat off the tight end there.
Our out wide open goes to it. This is the backup tight end, Hunter Henry, with his 2nd catch of the day. And that's a situation where, Lucky recognized who Chase was using. Chase is step slow to adjust to it, and that's an easy read.
Yeah, 100%. And Chase is going to come out in these blitzes a lot. So you're going to get pockets in the zone. People are going to pop open. You just got to find, the zones, I guess.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. And 2nd and 1, this is so far, at least, this is a nice response drive from Jacksonville again. I mean, we're seeing Chase stack the box a lot. He does, Lucky does still have those interior lanes open in the running game. So I expect him to keep going to it as Jonathan Taylor that time gets stood up. Absolutely nothing.
2nd and 1. I mean, don't you guys feel like that's the time to throw it? Like,
Yeah.
you have 2 more downs to run inside zone out of trips and get a free 3 yards. So like, use that play to make something happen.
Yeah, that was a big staple of me, Madden 21, Madden 22. I mean, Dan, I've heard you call out in the booth. 2nd and short, it's a play action every single time, and
hell yeah,
able to get a lot of guys with a 5-man rush gets bagged up. Look out, and that was about to be a kick.
and that's just a heartbreaking sack there. I mean, if it's a 4th and 1, you're probably feeling pretty good about converting it. But 4th and 11 at your own 49, it's like you're now out of range. It's like what do you do here? You kind of have to go for it. There's not many possessions left, so and you are allowed to go for it here.
Yeah, you are. Don't hate an edge blitz gets through. Also able to hit Ayuk is Lucky, and oh my goodness, I mean, what a way to get that read off immediately with being just unguarded edge blitz coming in. That was wild. A game saving play.
Yeah, that's low key. Lucky's one of Lucky's favorite concepts is those little post routes out of the
counter to the right, and Jonathan Taylor is all alone. Touchdown.
Wow, a counter to the right for a touchdown? Incredible.
As we may have a blocked field goal here, and we do. And will this go for 2? It does not. But that is big as hell.
Definitely a game changer. But great response out of Lucky. That was a huge 4th down, very clutch, and now the game is completely in his hands now.
And that drive, he played his game. He didn't do anything outside of his comfort zone. So he's still in it. He's not pressing, which is good to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a big 4th down conversion. Really nice play call coming out of the 4th down conversion. The counter for the easy score. And one thing I haven't even mentioned until now, but it's been popping up. Like, I think Chase has had 3 outside linebackers get game injuries, so that may be something that kind of comes into play here as the post-round line in their game 29.
Agreed.
Good read there by Chase and by Josh Allen, and now obviously got a hold of the 3. I'm not breaking any news when I say that, and really, ever since the shaky first quarter, Chase looked pretty locked in offensively, so we'll see what he can do here. So we have another counter to right, and I hate what I'm watching here, Dan. This is an abomination of football.
Okay. Bro clock is right twice a day.
There you go.
That's what happened last drive.
Absolutely. 2nd 13, making sure to get his guys going. Inside zone on 2nd and 13, and once again, this Jaguars interior D line is cooking here. Now we're 3rd and a mile.
We have not seen a 2nd and long converted for a 1st down the entire playoffs, and I do not know why people continue to do it. It's just, unless they're in dollar or something where there's 3 down linemen, but there's 7 or 8 guys in the box still. We can't be running that.
Yeah, and that his D line's been getting the sheds all day. That's a tough proposition.
Do you attribute that to the what's it called, like the pre-game, like when you pick stop the inside run, or is it just like the players are actually playing?
I'm sorry, say that again. I was watching the
play. Before the game you pick stop inside run, stop outside run, whatever. Do you think that's why he's having success, or do you think it's just the scheme or the players, or?
It's possible. I mean, I have never. So I pick. So every time I say my offense, and I'll just say this, my offensive adjustment is inside run. my defense adjustment is always stop short pass. And then I feel like I get denked and dunked all the way down the field. So, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just trash, but...
Do you know, do you know when it activates? Like, do you know, like, on the play call screen when it shows, like, game plan boost? Are you aware of that?
I'm aware of that, yeah. And, like, sometimes I don't.
Okay.
Also,
That,
ladies and gentlemen, put your fours in the chat. Again, I'm not screaming at my parents' house.
Yeah. Are you talking, Warren, about like the game adjustments that you put in, like the game plan or whatever, and how that affects the game? Is that what you're asking about?
Yeah. Because
I'm
like
pretty sure,
they could restart this game and there could be running lanes up the middle. Like, so I don't understand why some games it works and some games it doesn't.
Well, you talk a lot in the chat, Warren, about Madden scripts. Sometimes maybe that overcomes the game plan. I don't know. I'm not the one to answer. I don't.
No, I'm just like, it's just something I'm thinking because every run up the middle is not there. So I'm curious if the coaching adjustment is stop inside run or like just the players are just better. So it's interesting to see.
I would be surprised. So against Chase specifically, I would be surprised if Lucky said stop inside run. Like, that is not my first concern if I'm playing against this Bills team, to be honest. But we can ask him certainly. I don't remember. What he, because he's streaming outside. I don't remember what he put as we have an RPO. Jonathan Taylor has room and look out. Jonathan Taylor shoots a man, sheds off another man. This is the money drive right here. He needs 7, and so far Jacksonville doing a great job moving the ball down the field.
And you got to be close to freight train, huh? I mean, it's got to be. I know Lucky complained about cop mode. They upped the threshold. But, oh, yeah, I see he checked 4 out of 5.
One run away. I think he's 1 away.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if this ends up being an overtime situation, maybe Jacksonville scores 7, Buffalo scores 3. Like, if it's an overtime situation and then Lucky has freight train, like, you got to be shitting bricks if you're Chase at that point.
Okay, ready?
How many runs is it? Because I've never activated it with Chubb once, like, ever.
I think it's 4. It's
5 10-yard rushes.
5, okay. Thank you. Just got wild here. Blitz and a quick seam shot to Komet, and the tight ends are hitting consistently with passing game. Another good quick read by Lucky. I'm impressed because we don't always see these good reads out of him in the passing game, respectfully, and he's doing a good job right now. Another kind of a right. Fuck this! But it works again! Oh my goodness!
Oh, that's huge.
With a big touchdown. And let me shut up about this guy to the left. It's 2 straight times the exact same contact. Hills, Chase, and now.
That's
Reclaims the lead.
Yep, that's a touchdown to take the lead in the 4th quarter. Huge. That's also getting freight train. Huge.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Lucky is in business now, especially gets the ball back. Especially if Chase ties this ball, ties his game, and it goes to overtime, like you mentioned. That's a huge, huge development.
Absolutely. Now Chase got to be reeling a little bit. There was a moment in this game where it looks like he might just but there was a moment in this game where it looks like he might take this for a blowout now. Down 3 points, obviously struggled a little bit on his last offensive drive. Looked pretty good before that. We shall see. I mean, Warren, if you're in Chase's situation right now, you've gotten punched in the mouth. You know Lucky has freight train activated. What's your approach to this offensive drive? Like, how are you kind of approaching this?
I mean, he's got to worry about scoring, obviously. You're whoever you're playing against, whatever they have activated, it is what it is, right? But there's still 5 minutes. You're going to likely get another possession after this drive. So just play your game. Don't press, but also don't let the clock run to around 2.5 to 3 minutes because then it gets to milking territory. And that's what you kind of want to avoid.
Handoff, and once again, Kindle just has absolutely no type of leverage up the middle. And now we're going to see no huddle here. Kind of interesting, 3rd and 3.
I want to see outside runs. We were seeing outside runs dictate this game, and we're still seeing inside zone going for 2 yards. If that.
The problem is that, as he will drop back here, as he goes to the quick seam route at the first down. But, with Chase, we know, whenever he comes out under center, it's usually one of those, deep shot plays that he likes to set up, like we saw with the touchdown in the first half. So we're not going to see a lot of just, stretches, a lot of, power nose, whatever. It's going to he's pretty limited here in terms of his options out of gun. It's really only inside zone trap or counter, as far as I'm aware. play action here as he will drop back. Good using, although the corner route's open. The post route might also be open. Will he
Oh
get
my
it?
God.
Overthrown by Josh Allen. That is very good.
Yeah, he did have that little corner route, that deep corner route open on the left side, and then that seam shot. Yeah, that's a bad overthrow by Josh Allen. You need to hit that. DJ Moore, just a phenomenal receiver this season. Almost had one more touchdown.
DJ Moore coming out empty. He will drop back as a good user here. Takes with the corner route, and Josh Allen very lucky to get that. Very lucky.
This is an interesting third down. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you go for it for 10 yards, or do you try and pick up a couple, get a manageable fourth down?
I want to see what lucky comes out of it. Okay, so out of here, I mean, a trap would shoot this up if he has it, but I don't know. I mean, I think Chase's bread and butter is the passing game, so as he will get screamed at and go down, 5-man rush comes through,
Ooh.
And now 4th and 10, with the knowledge that Jacksonville has freight train activated. What do you do here?
You go for it. You even if you don't get it, you put Lucky in a short field, and it'll be easier to stop him. Less likely to milk out the clock. So that's what I believe.
4th and 10, play of the game here, play of the season, frankly, for both teams, is that we have relatively obvious man coverage. I would probably audible out of this if I were Lucky at this point, because Josh Allen's setting up some beaters. We've seen like 10 adjustments. He will drop back, 3-man rush. As I don't see anyone open, but he has all sorts of time. I would take off here from Josh Allen. He will not instead patiently wait for the receiver, for O.J. Howard, the tight end to come back, and that's a big conversion there on 4th down.
I love that patience. Like he had the run, but like you never know pressing RT. That was honestly like that was a huge play.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, really nice play there from Chase.
Yeah.
Strong patience, and now we're going to have a read option, and man, I mean, at some point he's going to have to throw this interior running playbook away here. This is just not working.
I mean, he could just be running the ball just to milk the clock a little bit and try to make this the last drive. You know, I don't hate that, but
Very possible.
Still a lot of time.
But if you're going to do that, I would well as we have a kind of intermediate crossing route there for the game. Ooh, Quentin Nelson goes down. That's big. I don't know what abilities he has, but that's by far the best O lineman on this team. Darby with the reception. I forgot who's on this team, but I don't know. Like, if you're gonna go into a play with a mentality of running the clock out, like at least have it be an RPO or maybe like a mesh concept or something easy. Like you know you're not getting anything out of those interior runs. Although as soon as I say that, it gets loose. Ooh, nice juice by Bradbury. That could have been a touchdown.
How many pages deep in Duhoodie's notebook do you think he is right now in this game?
He's got a nice little 5-page single-spaced document going on, would be my guess. 2nd and 5. 2-minute warning, and boys are maybe setting up for an all-time classic here potentially. Boy, torn labrum for Nelson, Jesus Christ. We've seen like 5 Bills get game injuries. That's kind of tough.
I think in the playoffs, haven't we seen? I mean, I know a couple of Cody's players got hurt or were already hurt. He was trying to sub in. I don't know what's going on. The injury bug might be loose.
Very strange. Maybe it's a reflection. As I don't know if he got his feet. Okay, yes, he did. 1st and 10, but it may be a reflection of like I don't know if guys like don't know how to get back to 100% fatigue for the playoffs. Like I don't know if Chase's guys are fatigue or not, or if he's just getting super unlucky. But I have seen that before where guys are at like 80-something% fatigue for the playoffs, and then guys just drop like flies. So I don't know if that's what's happening, but it's possible here. 1st and 10, minute 58, do or die here. Jet sweep and nothing doing once again. Kadarius Toney Gator great with nada.
Yes, this is going to be interesting to see what Lucky does with his timeouts, what Chase does with the clock situation, and how aggressive or conservative he is on these next couple plays, especially after that loss of 3.
We might not even see Jonathan Taylor activated. Maybe he'll hold it for the next game or something.
Very possible. We will have another run, and once again, there is just no 3rd and 12. Now we're going to see Jacksonville spend their first timeout, which I like that timeout. I think it's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
But man, 3rd and 12 here. I mean, this is the season here for Buffalo. I mean, obviously, you can get a stop if you turn it over here, but with Freight Train activated, I'm not betting on it. And we will see. Chase, has been accused sometimes of pulling from the ebook, pulling from the money plays. I think we're gonna see him reach deep in his bag here with the season on the line.
I think
what do you guys call in this situation? 3rd and 12. Do you have a play? You have a formation? Like, what are your guys thinking? When you're here.
On offense or defense?
Offense.
I mean, I'm probably looking for. I love my dig routes. I love my curl routes. I love my corners. So
bad timeout.
Probably something like that.
Bad timeout from Buffalo because now if they get stopped, the game's effectively over. But we shall see. Minute 19 left.
Yeah, I mean, if you're lucky on defense, anything less than an 8-yard gain is perfect.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Here, 3rd and 12. He will drop back. Has the corner open. Goes to the other one, and that's another big 3rd and long conversion here. Kindle, who we've not seen a ton in the passing game, but he breaks big there, and man, good read there, and good throw with the pass rush bearing down on Josh Allen, and now 50 seconds remaining in this game. And
wow.
Like I said, this is the season for so many guys inside zone. Nothing. Again.
I love this type of game because we see who's got the fucking nuts and who doesn't, right? Like, who can make the play when they need to. Everyone can run the ball. They're both playing very conservative. They're, picking their spots, but this is like your season comes down to this. Like, what do you do?
We have, good animation! Touchdown, Buffalo!
Oh, my goodness. Wow, what a great cut by Kindle there. Little conservative running the ball, but I guess that's all you need in that situation. Wow, just a great development. And now that blocked extra point might bite Lucky in the ass.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you're looking at a very different situation here if it's a 3-point game, but we may see him. Well, I'm actually a little surprised he didn't try to take that out. I thought he would just, out of rage, if nothing else, try to take that back. But 41 seconds, 1 timeout.
Yeah.
You need a touchdown. It's dire. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's very dire.
Yeah.
Hey Dan, how did Cody get that that penalty when his dude was in front of your player?
I have no idea.
I watched that.
I don't know. I saw the penalty. I clicked A. I'll be honest.
No, it's playoffs. You don't even click A. You insta spam A.
Do or die here. See, I think he may have had Gore open instead. Jonathan Taylor comes down with it. What a catch!
What?
Oh
Wow.
what the hell?
Wow. JT on his Jerry Jeudy energy in this wild card round.
Yes, sir.
That's
baby.
crazy. Setting up his own half of the field. It's still a tough situation from this point.
Yes.
It's still very difficult, but Chase is playing very off coverage. You can probably get a lot of yards and spike it.
Jordan Love's going to take off here, gets the first down, and we'll see. I mean, this is going to be a lot of time that comes off the clock. Well, fuck me, 5-second run. I thought it was going to be way more than that. This game has got.
And honestly, in Madden 23, you have the high ball as an option. So if there's a one-on-one situation, you got Carl Gore. Lucky already tried it. It didn't work before. If you put him on the outside, I mean, that's a
5-man rush as he's got to throw off. Jonathan Taylor has room. Gets out of bounds at the 12-yard line. And Lucky, I mean, this could be, not to kiss his death anything, this could be the greatest round Lucky's ever had in the playoffs if this hits here.
I would throw four jump balls to Jonathan Taylor. He got you here. Just give him the chance.
Yep. This is great. This is a playoff game for the ages.
Easily the best playoff game of the wild card around here. Easily. I mean, this is some insanity here. I don't know if I love this route for concept here, but he will drop back, takes a deep shot, nearly intercepted.
Yeah, he wanted he wanted Carl Gore so bad in that slot. You got to put him on the outside. Don't get him out of that slot. Put him way outside. Because you need your tallest receiver on the outside. Cheesy high ball. Win this game.
My voice is cracking left and right. I feel like I'm going through puberty again.
This man right here.
I don't know what this is. They have RB. They have scored. Touchdown, Jaguars. What a play.
Yeah.
And what a drive.
Wow. Just incredible, man. And he did find Gore. I mean, he got him on the outside from the slot with a corner. And that's the way to do it, man. He saw that man coverage, hit the corner, highballed it. Perfect timing. Awesome. Perfect play.
I am sick. I am sick if I'm Chase here. That dropped interception, like that, and that's a tough one. But you know what? Doesn't matter. Win's a win.
As will we see some hero magic? No, it's short down, and now it is. Listen, better men than me know what to do in this situation. They know how to cook man 3 deep. I don't fucking know. Maybe one of you can educate me.
I'll tell you, I mean, we saw it before. If there's one person that might know how to beat man up 3 deep, it's Chase. So he's going to cook up something, you know.
Ooh, we're seeing a little bit of that.
He's going to do some shot clock bullshit.
Does get picked. No, he doesn't get picked up. Throw out a sack, and that is going to do it. An instant classic here on Better League Network, and Lucky clutches up and takes this one from Chase. What a game was. I mean, what an absolute game.
We needed play. We needed like you know when you go on like Instagram and you see the stupid Madden videos where the ball gets tipped up on a Hail Mary and a guy catches it. Like he needed one of those. Like
Sure did. And Warren, I mean, welcome to Better League Network. Couldn't have asked for a better game for your commentary debut there. My God, that was insane.
Yeah, I was impressed with both players. I mean, they played 10 times. I think they split. There was nothing really stood out, good or bad. You know, it was a very solid game. By both users.
We will wait. I'm sure Lucky will pop in here, just full of hotness. I don't know if Chase is going to get in here. We'll see. But in the meantime, I mean, we approach now the divisional round. I guess we'll talk real quick about the winner of that game, Lucky. It's going to be Lucky versus Hootie, I think, in the divisional round.
Yes.
Yeah. So, what are your quick expectations for that game? I mean, Hootie has been kind of the dominant force in the playoffs of the AFC. Do you think Lucky has a shot? What's your expectation for that?
Well, if you turn back the clock one season, they did play the divisional round. Lucky was hosting in Jacksonville, and I think he was up 21-0, and almost came out with a win, even when Dahudi came back. So it should be a good game. I think they match up pretty well. So Dahudi probably has the advantage just because of his pedigree so far this cycle, the last couple cycles really. And how much he prepares for the games and everything like that. He's really locked in. So he really wants a ring real bad. So I'll probably take Dahudi in that, but I think Lucky will give a good fight.
Absolutely give a good fight. And we have the winning coach in the booth here. Lucky, I mean, my God, what a wild one. Just what are your thoughts on that one?
That was probably one of my best wins I think I've had in Better League, just in terms of this is game situation. One timeout, 40 seconds to go, length of the field. I'm not sure I've ever pulled off something like that against a user as good as Chase in a setting like the playoffs. So that was fun. Everything kind of broke my way a little bit on that last drive. Jonathan Taylor winning that jump ball against two guys is not predictable, and it's not good offense, but it worked. He put the team on his back today, had almost, I think, 300 total yards. Carl Gore, he's been doing that for us all season. That interception we threw in the first half, I have no regrets about that. That's the play he makes all the time, and especially those high balls that you throw up in the back of the end zone in this game. Most of the time, even if it does come in, even if it does bounce into a defender's hands, they usually drop it, as you saw on that last drive. I do feel like those plays are usually pretty safe because even if the worst case scenario happens and it pops straight up, a lot of times it gets dropped anyway. And Carl Gore, we wouldn't be here at this point without him, and he wins those jump balls a lot. So we're going to keep giving him those opportunities, like you saw at the end of the game. It was just a really good game. I don't have too much else to say about it. I felt like for the most part, it just played itself out on the field, and the users played good games, and here we are.
So I have to ask about kind of that middle portion of the game, end of first half, start of second half, right? You come out,
Yeah.
you come out like a man on fire. Seems like everything's working for you. You take an early lead, and then you throw that pick on the dig route. Maybe expect it to be open against man. It wasn't. Chase ends up, you end up holding it to a field goal, which is nice, but Chase ends up taking a multi-possession lead. That is a situation where, and I say this with love. That is a situation where many times I've seen you, kind of self-combust. Like, what was the difference today? Like, what did you do mentally or game plan-wise to come up with, just an insane comeback, and then obviously that final drive, which you've already talked about?
Honestly, I just try not to get out of my game too much. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor is the engine of this team, and it's easy to say, oh, we're down 2 scores, got to start throwing the ball all the time. But that's not what got us here. Jonathan Taylor is going to be the one who gets us. If we go on a run in the playoffs, it's because Jonathan Taylor went off. I think Dan mentioned it. Freight train is not what it used to be. Just given that you need 5 carries of 10 plus to get it now, which especially in the playoffs against good users is no gimme by any means. But even just getting to a point where we activated, even if we didn't get to use it per se, stuff like that. I'm just constantly working him. If he has so much speed, if you give the ball to him enough, he'll get to the edge. He'll break that big run. I try not to get too out of my game, even if I go down, because I know that still giving the ball to Jonathan Taylor is what's going to get me to the end of the game.
Yeah. I guess I'll get a Dan first and then Warren. Dan, what do you got?
Yeah, Lucky, congrats on your win. This was a thriller of a ball game from start to finish. I don't know, just take us through that last drive. I know you talked about it a little bit, but the odds of you converting that are very low. Anyone converting that with 40 seconds, 1 timeout, you need a touchdown. You had to pull out all the stops, and you did it. You did it. You found what worked, and it all worked out with that corner route on the end. So just tell us what your mindset was.
Yeah, you just kind of, I gotta be honest, I feel like you kind of just have to take it one play at a time. In a situation like that, 40 yards, 40 seconds, 75 yards, pretty much every play has to be perfect. Even like running the ball up the middle with Jordan Love, if you're not getting at least 15 yards, it's probably not worth it. And honestly, a big part of that is at the end of the game, I feel like I guess you just kind of have to go for it and hope you come down with it. Throw the jump ball up to Jonathan Taylor and hope he wins it over 2 guys. I'd love to say it's some deeper thing than that, but sometimes you just go play by play and hope for the best outcome. And then when that play's over, you move on to the next.
Yeah, man. Warren, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I kind of have 2, and I'll kind of just the first one kind of takes on like what Dan was talking about, but before your final drive, there was about 5.5 minutes left, and we literally saw the clock move, tick down, and it was a long drive, and you fell behind. What did you at any point think like, oh, the clock's going to play a factor, or did you not even consider because of the amount of time? And the second question is just on that last play, that with the corner route, is that a play you normally run? Is give me like your mindset on what play you're calling there. Did you notice man coverage and you said, let me take the shot? Like, what are you thinking in that situation?
Sure. As far as the hit on my last defensive drive, Chase absolutely just controlled the clock that entire time. I absolutely thought that I was going to get the ball back, minimum 2 minutes left, use up some of Jonathan Taylor's freight train, and then all of a sudden we have like a minute and a half to go, and he's inside the 20, and I'm thinking, oh, wow, if he gets a touchdown here, I might not even get the ball back. So at that point, yeah, I had to call a couple timeouts. I kind of wish after he ran the ball in from 10 yards out, I was wishing I hadn't used that second timeout. But you just kind of go with what you got there. It was about once we hit the 2-minute warning that I started thinking like, okay, maybe I actually do have to like game plan a little bit for the clock aspect of this, because he just absolutely controlled. I think it was a 17 play drive. But and then on that last play, he'd been running a lot of man on me. And we've had Carl Gore working out of the slot, even though he's a bigger guy, because I really do like those outward breaking, those corner routes. And so especially when he was giving me a lot of man, I figured I might be able to get a one-on-one jump ball option in the corner. And fortunately, it all broke that way. He got good position. He got in front of the DB, made the play.
All right, man. Just, I mean, one of the, I'd say, signature playoff wins of your career, honestly. I mean, that was absolutely incredible stuff against a guy who's made, 2 straight AFC championship games leading up to this point. You played Tahuti next. He is kind of the big bad right now in the AFC. He's obviously made, 2, 3 straight Super Bowls in a row, something like that. What are your thoughts going into that game, and then just whatever, however else you want to sign us off here?
Dahuti's obviously an amazing user. For some reason, Madden, BL, it's all a game of matchups. And I feel like for whatever reason, Dahuti and I have a lot of good games. I beat him last season. So, all respect to him, but I'm definitely not like going into this game or anything thinking, well, I'm about to get dog walked. I know I'm here. I can compete. I'll play my game. And Dahuti and I usually have good ones, and hopefully I can come out on top.
Love that for you. All right. Well, Dan and Warren, thanks so much for joining me here in the booth. Especially thank you to Warren. BLN debut. It was a fun one, man. You had a great game here. And Lucky, thanks so much for joining us. And congrats again on the crazy playoff win. Easily the game of the playoffs so far. 37 to... Oh, there goes Warren. 37 to 34. Victory over Chase's Buffalo Bills. You move on to the divisional round where you will play Dahuti's Cleveland Browns. Should be a fun one, ladies and gentlemen. And